This is an absolute japper through the gate of a wonderful player.
The young and fiery opening batsman from Mumbai, who with his skills and toughness played a huge role in the successful campaign of the under-19 Indian cricket team in the World Cup, and who is on the verge of making it big in the world of cricket. A lot of lessons can be learned from this guy. I present to you Divyan Saxena on Through the Gates. Okay, so welcome to Vansh Bhaiya to Through the Gates. Um, so how does it
Thanks,
feel to
Siddharth.
be? So how does it feel to be locked inside your house these days? Because as cricketers, usually we have always uh, to we have to always be outside, and we are always, especially during the months of April and May, we are always out on the field. So how does it feel right now being inside your house
Hmm.
for the past 4 months?
It's really weird to be honest because, as you told, we are cricketers and we are usually out playing for a majority part of the year. But this there is like pandemic going on, so it's really weird. But I think that from the past 2 years, me personally, I have been playing a lot of cricket, and I think I take it positively that I got a huge rest now. And I think I will come up with new plans and new strategies on how to improve my game and watching my old videos as well. So, and I'm started practicing also now with rubber ball and stuff because it's like
So how are you keeping yourself busy during the lockdown?
uh, I think that I'm developing new habits like reading books and stuff and helping, of course, at home, doing some house work and reading mostly and yeah, PUBG is always there. to help.
What kind of an effect has this lockdown had on you?
Uh, it's something really new, so I can't like pinpoint something that it is affecting me in this manner or that manner because I haven't experienced it before. I think that 4 month being at home, it's really weird. And it's just even me. I was in the beginning. I was I think that now 4 months or 5 months have passed. So now you have to like get back to that zone because you just can't leave cricket. You have to like come back to it because the vaccine will be out anytime, like in December, January, or whenever it's coming. So after that, the cricket will resume. So you have to be on in a top form when you get back to the pitch.
If you retrospect all your experience in the past few months, like uh, what is one life lesson, just one, that you've learned from this period?
I think that it's self sustainability because I think that earlier we used to like really depend on the maids or something like for jharu pocha or anything, yeah, anything like cooking also. Now no one is allowed to come at home because like this pandemic is spreading like fire. So uh, the I have 4 people in my family, so we all are helping out each other in everything we can do. So that is really good that we don't need anybody else to, handle our home.
Okay. So how do you think the situation will look when we go on to open up and like going out again?
I think that mostly when the vaccine will come or the things like vaccine will be successful and we start getting back to normalcy, then I think that it's gonna be really new. And I will be very honest with you, I've got comfortable with this lifestyle, just sleeping around and comfortable, not doing anything and not having any pressure of any sorts, not even studying, nothing. Like we are just at home, not doing nothing. So I think that when everything starts, you suddenly there will be a lot of things coming your way, like lots of tournaments or lots of exams will be pending. So I think that that would be a big bomb on us suddenly after everything is getting natural, getting better. So I think that we should be ready for it actually, and we should not get comfortable. That I'm saying we should not get comfortable with this actually.
Okay. Any thoughts on the kind of difficulty cricketers in general might face when they start playing again after such a long break?
Of course, they will face a difficulty, and uh, because 4 5 months is not a short period of time; it's a lot of period of time, and those who don't have the facilities at home or nearby for cricket, like I don't have any like indoor or something in like nearby something. So it's gonna be really tough to come back. But I think that if we are given like 10 15 days of practice, good practice, and we just focus on basics uh, of a game, then I think that we would be back to normal. And of course, there is a factor of form as well, because some people might be in great form uh, pre-COVID
Yeah.
situation, and it will be like really difficult for them to like start off where they left it. They have to start from zero.
Uh, the other day I was talking to Payne about this same thing. So he said that whoever at home is trying to be in touch with the game either by doing fitness or doing some drills around it, because there are a lot of drills that you can do at home. So they will have an upper hand when we come back. So are there any drills that you're doing at home currently? I saw your video as well. You were doing your knocks outside. But if, uh, like you said, a lot of us don't have that facility outside or nearby. So what can we do at home to stay in touch?
I think that I was not a drill type of person, like from my childhood only. I don't think I was there shadowing in front of the mirror. I was not that a kind of person. I was always that someone that I want to hit the wall. You get that feel much better. Like
Uh,
shadow, I mean, I don't know. It must help people. I don't know. I haven't tried it, and I don't do it. When I'm at home, I don't touch my bat at all. When I go out practicing, I'm like fully focused on my batting, and I don't think anything about outside work. When I'm batting, there is nothing else. So, and I love when the ball hits the bat. So I try to practice that more instead of drilling at home. I mean, it's my personal experience. I don't know. People may have benefited from it, but I don't.
that's just how you have grown up, and that's what you like to.
Yes.
Uh, okay. So coming to your cricket, how did your cricketing journey begin?
My cricketing journey began. First of all, let me tell you that my whole family is a cricket buff. They watch cricket. My dad, he used to, when he was younger, and the matches used to happen in Australia, New Zealand. And that time there were no TVs and stuff. So he used to listen to the radio at 4:30 in the morning. So that type of dedication he had for cricket. So I think I got it from him. And and it started. I don't know. He must have picked that talent in me that I can play cricket and stuff. And I think that I joined Daily Youngster Academy, and I think that after that things started falling into place. Lows and highs are part of the game, but I did consistently well. So yeah, that's how the journey began.
Thought of playing for the under 19 India team come to you in the early days when you're starting off playing your cricket, even in the junior days?
Actually, when I was like 11, 12, something, and under 19 World Cup matches used to come on the TV, and we saw Bhuchan, getting that 100 in the final. And of course, there was this ambition and there was this dream, because under 19 World Cup is the most prestigious tournament of the under 19 category. Like, it's the biggest thing. No one can like think about that. Under 19 World Cup is like the biggest thing. So of course, I had that ambition when I was like under 14, under 16, and as the days came closer to the World Cup, the pressure started getting, and you started focusing more on your performances, and you started being consistent. I tried to be more consistent when the World Cup was around the corner. So selectors catch a glimpse of me, and they picked.
When did seriousness or the thought of making it a professional career come to you?
I think that from my childhood only, I was always determined to be a cricketer, and I think that the journey is just started, because under 19 World Cup is like many people play, and not a lot of players, not everyone goes on to play for India, the senior team. So I think that the journey is still in progress. I won't say that it has ended or I have achieved something. There is a lot of things to achieve. Right? Under 19 World Cup is like a stepping stone, you can say. So I think that professionally, yes, I wanted to play it because uh, you get that fun. I like it. So like if I'm getting paid for it, so that's the best thing I can do, right? What else you can do?
Was there a mental change when you thought of, okay, I want to play for India? First you must have played for fun. Then once the seriousness came in, maybe in your under 16 days, before the under 19, um, like the under 19 age group, you before you entered the under 19 age group, was there a mental change that I need to start working harder?
I think that right from my under 12 or under 14 days, I was always tracking my progress because every year I was looking at myself that have I learned, I was asking myself this question that have I learned something new in this 1 year? Right now, I'm going out practicing. I'm still thinking, am I better than the last year? Am I able to play more shots? The weaknesses that I had, am I still having those weaknesses? Are my strengths still my strengths? So these are the questions I keep asking myself. So I know because I know my game thoroughly. So I know that what I have to work on and what are the weaknesses that I have. I know it properly and I won't deny it, but I won't say it publicly as well. So I know what I have lacking, so I keep on working on that and working on that, and year by year you get better, a little better. Because of course, in under 14, under 19, there is a huge difference, and the way I used to back then, the way I batted in this couple of years, past couple of years, it has a big difference. A lot of mistakes that I did in my under 16, under 14 days, I tried to not repeat it again and again because some mistakes like you can't repeat them. Once you have made some mistake like getting out at 90s, like hitting the ball in the air or anything like that, anything mistake you do, you should not repeat it. So I think that that's what really benefited me in my under 19 days.
How do you keep convincing yourself to keep working day in day out? Because we often get that thought of I'll skip a day, or just not putting in that level of effort that is required to play at a certain level.
I think that when I didn't play for India under 19, I used to watch TV, of course, and look at the under 19 World Cups and stuff. And things really fascinate me. This Indian jersey, like, really fascinates me. Like, I'm a very ambitious kind of person. When I see something, I'm like, I want this, I want this, I'm like that. And when I wake up in the morning, like these are the stuff that used to happen with me while I was under 16 and stuff. And you have to wake up at 5 o'clock. It's not easy. So you have to be like some motivation should be there. So I used to think that I want an Indian logo on my helmet. I used to think that like consecutively for a year and a year and a half, and that happened to me. And so and I played for India under 19, and now there is a different in World Cup, I was standing for the national anthem and you're wearing that blue jersey. So it's like a driving thought. And now I'm thinking that I want to live that moment again, wanting to wear that Indian jersey again. So that thought now drives me. So it's like it goes on, it goes on. You are never satisfied, but enjoy the process as well and keep working as
Uh, I'll ask a very Mumbai cricket specific question to you. So, like as you said, okay, we have to wake up at 5 in the morning. So, like, what has that journey been like, and what has that journey given you? Waking up early, getting ready, catching a train or a bus, and reaching your academy or your school for your practice. How's that like changed you, or what has that given you?
these are the things that people don't see. They just see what is there. Like he's played for Indian and it's not really easy. My family knows what all sacrifices I have made and they have made for me because I have not gone on vacations. Going to your hometown or something. I can't go because there are matches happening and there is even practice. I'm not even missing practice. I don't miss practice session. So I think that those things only you and your family knows. So and it's really important to keep continuing them. You can't just get satisfied that you played well and just sit at home now. It's a never ending like, and I won't complain about it. I had lots of fun doing that, waking up at 5, going to practice, and then going to school, and then going to practice again, then coming like taking a train for an hour to home. I loved it with my friends, of course, working hard day in, day out. It was great, but of course, it was tough as well. But I won't complain about it. It was great.
Well, to reach somewhere, you need to give that. You know. So coming to your under 19 journey, what was your reaction when you got to know about your selection? Like not the World Cup, the first time you got your under 19 call.
Yeah, that I think that the previous tournament that we played was Courier Trophy, and I had scored like 800 runs. So I was pretty confident that I would get named, but you always have that anxiety when the team is the team is about to get announced and stuff. So I was actually there were my exams going on, and I was just going to Palghar also for some comrade match. I don't know, and I got this call from my coach that the selector had called, and I think that they are gonna pick you for. And I was earlier told that I was gonna be the captain for Indian team, the test team. But that didn't happen. Suraj Ahuja became the captain, and I was second. And I got to know because I was not the captain of Mumbai team, so how can they make me captain of Indian team? So that happened, and it was really great. And going to Trivandrum, receiving that box and opening that box, all India, all India merchandise and caps and stuff. It's a different feeling altogether. I can't complain about it. It's surreal.
So how was the feeling of representing your country? And as you said that jersey fascinates you, and no, standing in front of the mirror and seeing yourself in that blue jersey, how did that feel like?
It's different, because I've been playing cricket when I was like 8 years old, and I always tend to wear that jersey. Of course, it's like under 19 jersey, so you can't compare it to the real one, like the 3 stars on it and all that stuff. So, but it was like an achievement, and I think that everything that I got it the hard way, not the easy way. Then I needed to score like big runs to get in the team always. So that was really tough for me, and I was like really determined to perform and perform. And even on my India debut, I was really determined to perform because there was Rahul Dravid sir watching me. So the first impression really counts. So fortunately, I made a century and we won that match easily. So first impression was really good.
You scored a century, as you said, in your first under 19 debut game against South Africa. And just take me
Yeah.
back and tell me what was going inside your head on that day.
I think that on that day I was pretty, I was pretty blank, to be honest. I can't remember anything what I was thinking of because I'm a sort of person that if an important match is there 10 days after from now today, so I'm gonna start preparing, and I'm gonna not, I will not leave any stone unturned for my preparations. Like my diet should be good, my practice should be good. I should not get out in practice. I have these little small targets that I will achieve in 10 days, and on that match day, I will do nothing. Like I'm blank. I'm not doing anything. Nothing. Just 10 days or 20 days. Whenever you get to know there's an important match coming, you start preparing for it. So I guess when the preparation is really good, you are really confident, and you know what to expect. The bowlers were really good, and the wicket was really tough there. So there was there was I was pretty blank. Yeah, as far as I can know, I was pretty blank, and that 100 was really special.
It is my duty to ask you about your experience with one and only Rahul Dravid. So, what was it like when he was around you?
Firstly, when I met him, I was really, apprehensive to talk to him and, jingle with him. But he made us so comfortable in his presence, and he was a head coach of our team then. when this test series happened. So I was really fortunate that I got to listen to his speeches, his team meeting, what he says in the team meetings, and even later on when we went to UK and when we went to South Africa, he was there with us, always guiding us through thick and thin, always encouraging us mostly, not not discouraging us at any moment, and his presence, like he's such a legend and he's giving out time for us under 19 players, so it's a big deal for us, and all of us wanted to make the most of it, so we used to ask him questions like what was his experience, and me personally, I asked him a lot of questions when we were going to South Africa, that how the wickets gonna be in the venues that we were gonna play. So he helped us really, like, he helped us a lot.
I'm sure you must have learned a lot of cricket-related lessons from him. But uh, like any lessons that you learned for life from him?
I think simplicity. I think I learned from him. He's really simple, and he talks to everyone nicely. Never saw him like no, never saw him angry at any time. And whenever he had to speak to any player, he would talk to him individually. And there is when you talk to people individually, there is a confidence in the team, and that's I think that positivity that he gave us, that was really important, and simplicity is a life lesson that I got from him.
So when you went out for the first time, you went to UK, then the World Cup was in South Africa, and like the pitches in India, England and South Africa are really different. So how was that? Adjusting to the conditions as well as the pitches. Like how much preparation was required to get used to that.
I think that in UK, like especially when it is really sunny, then there are very good pitch to bat on. So it's really good to bat, but when it is really overcast, then it starts snowing and make around. So that is really tough. And actually, we went there like week before the series. Even to South Africa, we went like we played two series there. Like we went a month ago before the World Cup. So I think that that gave us really good preparation, and BCCI obviously arranged for us to play a series there before the World Cup. That really helped us to get to know the wickets, because it's tough, playing in India and suddenly going to South Africa. And I remember in the Urban, it was so quick the wicket, and the bounce was really steep. And I remember that the carry was really good. Keeper was standing at the 30th circle, so it was really quick. The wicket was really quick, and you need time to adjust to that. You can't just go from India to South Africa and just start banging the ball right away. Even for the bowlers, the lengths vary. In India, you have to bowl full up.
So on the day when the team for the World Cup was announced, when you saw your name in the list, what was the first thought?
Actually, the night before, I knew that the team would come the next day in the morning. So I was really anxious, and I remember that I didn't sleep at all, because it's like the biggest moment for under 19 cricket, and many people were expecting names, and there was a lot of competition for under 19 World Cup. Let me tell you, there was a lot of players that were deserving, and there were a lot of people. So when in the morning that list came, I saw it on Instagram. I was just scrolling through Instagram. I saw like my name was fourth or fifth something. So I saw and I was like, okay. But earlier I was thinking that I would do this, I would do that when the name comes. But when the name came, I just felt silent, and I just told my mom, and she was happy. Called my dad, he was in office. He was happy, and then of course the calls and messages started coming from friends and family. Congratulations! And after that, I think that I'm not someone that celebrates things like for a long period of time. I was like, how do I?
So how important do you think is mental toughness?
It's really important, because that people are gonna say some things about you all the time, and even your player, even the opponents, when you are on the field, they're gonna say things to you. even your teammates, if they get angry, and they will say things to you which you may not like, and it's up to you to get affected from it or not. And sometimes uh, cricket is such that when failures come, like everyone is totally onto you, and everyone is belittling you, belittling you. So it's tough, but you have to deal with it, and you have to keep spreading positivity. And there's only whatever I've learned this from Raul David sir, whatever are your controllables, yeah, like what's in my control, I can do only that. There's nothing else that I can do. I can't change people's opinion about me. I can't change, and all I can do is work myself, uh, improve myself, and prove them wrong.
Like the people watching this, how can someone become mentally strong or like develop their mental toughness?
It's mental toughness actually comes from experience. If you're saying mental toughness about cricket, then you have to play a lot of matches. Like when I was like under 10, like I was 9, 10, or 11, I used to play a lot of practice games, which I used to happen in my colony. So like proper cricket, and my coach used to make me play with seniors, 25, 26 year old of people, and I was just 10, 11. So even though I didn't perform that well, he always used to play me and used to make me open the innings always. So I think that mental toughness came from there, and even there, players that like अरे कौन बच्चा आ गया, who is this, ये क्या ऐसे, they sledge everything. So sledge and everything. So mental toughness comes naturally, I think, and with experience it comes. You can't just go into meditation and then mental toughness will come to you. That's not gonna happen. You have to experience certain things. You have to see and feel certain things to gain that mental toughness.
Coming back again to the World Cup, you scored 236 runs in just 5 games with an average just over 47. What kind of a mindset did you have going into the World Cup related to your batting, not other things like winning the cup and all, but specifically about your batting? What kind of mindset did you have?
I think that previous 2 years that we played in South Africa, I performed really well. Got a couple of man of the matches in a week, so that really gave me confidence to go into the World Cup. I was in good form, and I think that I was handling the ball well, and I was not thinking that much about myself. I was okay with myself, little minor adjustments that were needed to be made in my game. I was in really good coaching under Rishikesh Kanetkar sir was there with us. He was a batting coach. I was in constant talks with him that what I can do, and we were watching videos of the opponent team, and it was just planning. I don't think that I played in the World Cup differently than I played usually. Even in my compound, I played like it's batting. It's just ball and bat again. It's a World Cup, of course, it's important, but what you can do is simplify it, and it's just bat and ball. It's nothing different. The atmosphere is, of course, different. There was crowd, and there was noise, there was music playing, and there was national anthem. National anthem plays a huge role, giving you goosebumps and all. But you have to keep simplifying things, and it's in the end, it's just bat and ball, nothing else.
Okay, what do you think? Like, what makes Indian cricket so special when it comes to performance and the kind of players we produce?
Um, I think about that, expect a lot, and I think that our population plays a huge role because many players play cricket in India. Like there are so many, even if you go to Azad Milan, Cross Nathan, Over Milan, there are players playing like so many players playing. So there is so much of competition that one has to work hard. One has to improve his game. One has to one can't be complacent and be like, now I have learned a certain amount of skill. Now I can play any level that I want. That's not gonna happen. There's so much of competition that you have to keep improving, keep improving. So that's why I think the Indian cricket is gone so high that even the senior Indian teams, they are so fit. So they have set certain fitness levels that one has to uh, acquire to get in the team. So the competition is such that players have to bring their A level.
Okay, so you mentioned fitness levels that have been set by the Indian team. So,
Senior team.
what? How do you work on your fitness, or how much importance do you give to your fitness?
It's important, no doubt. It's important. It gives you that X factor. It makes you look different in the field when you are fielding, when you're batting, when you're taking that quick single, when you are trying to get a run out, when you're trying to run for a catch. It does make a difference. But I think that cricket is a skill level game, and skills are as much important as fitness. Like you can't have a six-pack abs and you can't go out there and make 100. It's not gonna happen. So skills are really important, and fitness is a part of it.
Right. So you said that you like over the years have known that you read a lot of books. Like you give certain amount of time for reading. Uh, like why is reading important according to you?
It's just a habit, my mom has this habit of ordering books from ordering books online and stuff. So earlier I used to read whatever she used to finish. Used to start reading it, and then this uh, habit sort of got onto me, and now I'm myself ordering books from online forms, and I'm myself reading it, and I'm enjoying it. It's not like I'm doing it compulsively that it's a good habit, then I should do it. I like to do it, that's why I'm doing it. So that's the thing. Reading is important because, of course, it opens up your mind, it opens up your imagination, improves your vocabulary, it is really important.
Right. So now I'd like to ask you that do you think that of course we lost the final, which is all right. It's a game where we win, sometimes we lose. Now, if you would have be given the role to analyze the Indian team's performance in the World Cup, uh, what made us so special that we went into the final and we performed brilliantly in every game. So, what was that X factor that the under 19 Indian side had in this World Cup?
I think that it happens in every under 19 World Cup. Indian side is the best team always, and of course, in the final we had off day and we lost that match. But I think the quality of skills that we have and any other player in the under 19 circuit we have a lot better skill, a lot better planning, a lot better players, a lot better fielders. Because also we are up there, and we are playing so many matches also under 19 Indian matches. Like we played like 30 one-day games like in 2019. So that was the most that was played by any other team. So we were playing a lot of cricket that too together. So that also helped us bond together. We were gelled together well. So I think that we were really gelled together, and we knew each other's habits, and we knew each other's skill set, that what we need to do, and we used to understand each other well, complement each other. So I think that leaving that one off day aside, we played brilliantly, and thrashed every opponent one side.
Okay. Where do you what? How do you plan your future? Where do you want to see yourself next?
I think that I want to wear the Indian jersey again. I'm always thinking about that. I'm always dreaming about it. It's a dream. I hope it comes true. I will work for hard for it, and if God allows it, that may happen soon. And it's important to still be focused on your process, and small goals really are important as well. Mumbai Rangers Trophy team have to make my debut for them, so that is also there on our mind. So everything's on my mind, and I think that what's in my control is that I can really improve my game and improve my fitness, improve my bowling as well. So these are things that are in my hand, and I will keep doing them until I find success.
Okay, and now, uh, uh, how do you deal with bad phases as a batsman? We often like there's a tough patch that everyone goes through. So how have you dealt with the days when you didn't score well, you got out early, those kind of things?
I think that mostly when I'm not scoring runs, I go back to my basics, like simple basics, and I try to prepare well. That's all, and leave rest upon my instincts on the match day. I do my preparations really well. Go in the nets with full focus. That is really important, so that don't feel that much of pressure in the match. You go in the net fully focused, and I try to go on to the basics as much as I can. And I have my friends here, like staying 2 blocks away. They help me out whenever I need, when I'm facing some difficulty or something. They will come up and throw some balls. So it's mostly I go back to my basics and try and just middle some balls, feel good about my batting, and watch some good, memories like past when I made runs. I'll try to find the videos and look at them. So it really gives me confidence.
Okay, so a little personal question. How do you keep yourself away from distractions?
Distractions, distraction. First of all, it's really important to understand the definition of distraction. Distraction is anything that will sway you away from your goal. Right? So anything that will affect your mind, your affect your mind, because I think that mind is really important, and most of the game is mental now. So I think that the things that affect your mind, they should be kept away as as long as possible. And you can't miss like practice sessions for meeting out friends or something. Like it's up to you now, because it's dedication. It's also dedication for your game, and what you want to have more. The meeting friends would be like great, but in the long run it won't help you. If you want to have a good career in cricket, you have to show that dedication, that sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your social life as well. I must do that, and just be focused on cricket all the time, most of the time.
Okay, so that's all from my side. So all the people who are going to be watching this, I'm sorry the connection was a bit weak, so we might have some issues with that. But well, uh, that's really not in our hands because right now the internet is being used by almost everyone who's sitting at home. So whatever, I hope you learned something because I definitely learned something from Divyansh Bhaiya. And I've known him for the past 3 years. I've seen him because we are particularly in the same center when it comes to the MCA centers. So I've seen him around, but of course we have a huge age gap, so not played together yet. Maybe someday. So thank you, Divyansh Bhaiya. Take care. Good luck. See you.
I'm someone that I'm a fun-loving kind of a person, so I get along well with people, who laugh a lot, who make me laugh a lot. So I think that's how I look. I don't think I judge them that quickly, uh, qualities and stuff. When I meet someone, I don't try to find quality. I just get along well. If I get along well, then it's fine. Then if they're becoming friends, then I would get to know more of his qualities.
Okay, okay. Anjana is saying you both look quite same. Okay. Well, and someone else Sid is here who's saying I legit confused between the two of you. Well, अब
Why?
इतना
काफी
सिमिलर नहीं
काफी
होगा यार.
डिफरेंस पता है.
Never mind, चलो. कोई बात नहीं मेरे लिए अच्छा है वो आपको तो चलो how do you used to manage your studies and cricket in school times
It's very tough. I think that even my teachers are like really astonished about the fact that I come to exams and I write my exams. Anyhow, studying 5 6 hours before the exam, like the previous day, just buying the book previous day, especially in what I'm in college right now. So just purchasing a book the day before and just going out there and just giving my exams. And they're also astonished that how is he getting passed like that. So I think that I write my own stuff as well. Whatever I know about that particular subject or knowledge or anything about that particular question, I just write whatever comes to my mind and just fill up pages, and that's how I'm managing my time.
uh, is it hard to play cricket in Mumbai
Is it hard? I think it's hard because there is so much of talent in Mumbai. There are so many players. In every aspect of the game, there are lots of bowlers, there are lots of batsmen, especially batsmen. There are a lot of batsmen, quality batsmen in Mumbai, and of course, India. Mumbai is known for producing great batsmen to Indian teams. So it's like really tough competition in Mumbai circuit as well. It's tough.
but the hard work is the key if you want to get selected two questions related तो मैं इसमें बोल दूंगा what would be your advice to a young Mumbai cricketer who wants to play for Mumbai और उसी में एक ऐड कर देता हूँ मैं और एक सब क्वेश्चन कि what would you suggest to him if like even though he is working hard but he's not performing well
I think that you have to find that reason somewhere. Um, you have to find the reason why you're not performing in the match. Like you have to be self-critical first of all and aware of why you're not performing. Is it there something in your fitness? Is your skill lacking? And you have to admit that you're not good enough some days. You have to admit it, and you have to go back there and grind it all out, and keep putting in the hours. And there's this saying that work smart, not hard. So you have to like identify what all things you need to work on, and then work on the certain things, because as I said in that previous interview of yours, um, of course that fitness is really important. But if someone has six packs, he won't make 100 runs just like that. You have to have that everything combined, everything combining, you will get that result.
is Akashak asking you how did you build up your confidence against the other teams on the ground in the World Cup
How did you build your confidence?
हाँ
I think we were really self-critical, everyone, and we were all really perfectly suited for our roles, and the team was such that everyone knew their roles, and they all tried to execute whatever they had in their skill set. And we had a deep batting lineup, and we had good all-rounders as well. So there was a very good, uh, you know, uh, bunch of players. So I think that we had that team, so that confidence should come from within. And even the captain, he always gave us the motivation, and even the coaches, they were always supportive, and always gave us great advices.
okay, Surya sir has joined us he's
Surya
asking
bhai,
some tips
he's asking me for tips. I should ask him
yes
for
yeah
tips.
अरे
How
that
does he
before
hit
the lockdown
those?
his performance in the DY T20 यार
Yeah, I was
अरे
there
I
at the
was
non-striking
you know
end, and I was like, wow.
200 वाला innings you know ना अच्छा you were there ना हाँ
हाँ
आप साथ में थे वो जो हाँ वो जो तलेगांव में मारी थी
हाँ
अरे
हाँ,
I was
बहुत
with the
मारा.
DY team यार if you had to give one advice to us like for being successful in any field what would be that one advice
Sorry, what?
if you had to give one advice to become successful in any field what would be that one advice
I think first of all, discipline. That is a really important thing. That I think that It's the most important. It's like very basic discipline, and punctuality. If you if you tell someone that come at 8:30, then you should be right there at 8:30. Like it's something that it's in me, like it's innate that uh, if I'm very punctual. I don't know how, but I'm like that only from my childhood. And discipline and being true to yourself, I think that and being in love with what you do is really important. If you don't like what you do, then I don't think there is any driving force for you. There is no motivation for you to grind every day for particular work. So you should love what you do.
Okay, Siddheshwar Bhaiya is asking, what's the secret behind your effective flighted deliveries, and especially against Shubham? This is some inside joke.
No, no. I bowl a lot in my nets. Even though I don't get
That,
bowling in match, I bowl a lot in nets, and I get the big batsmen out, especially Shubhal. Siddesh, how are you, buddy?
I'm 16 years old. If I start playing cricket now, can I be selected in under 19? I think
Of
just keep working
course.
hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no age. Just keep working hard. हाँ नहीं sorry Devraj sir again. What talent do you have apart from cricket? If not a cricketer, which career would you choose?
I think I was always good in my studies. Mm, I couldn't get like top marks uh, because I had very limited time to study, of course. So I think that anything related to study, I would have done it easily. Devraj, sir. You know me. I would have done anything I wanted. Still, I could do anything. You never know. I'm a
Okay.
good, he's from my school, Don Bosco. We are both Boscoites. So,
Oh,
yeah.
great. I would have been a Boscoite, but too, but I did not get the opportunity to shift. Still regret that, but never mind. Uh, okay. एक minute. With that question, okay, I'll just last few questions because it's almost 10, and both of us
Yeah.
haven't had their dinner yet. So, and people जिनको लग रहा है कि आपके क्वेश्चन स्किप हो रहे हैं, the questions you have asked वो already मैंने पहले वाले मेन वाले में कर लिया, तो once that got uploaded you can get the answers from that. So जो अलग questions I'm asking them him those. Okay. How can you stay consistent? How can you perform consistently?
I said it earlier that if you're consistent in your process, in your hard work, then you are bound to be consistent in your results as well. So I'm not someone that thinks about results as such, but I'm always, engrossed in my process. That if I'm doing my process right, then the result will take care of itself.
Okay. Uh, यार बहुत क्वेश्चन है, कहाँ कहाँ से सब पूछूं मैं? Wait, ये आते ही जा रहे हैं, मतलब कीप, तो मैं जा रहा हूँ ऊपर तो वो नीचे चला जा रहा है. Okay, last question, Devansh Bhaiya, I'll let you go.
Sorry?
Last question, then I'll let you go.
Okay.
Okay. What would be your what will be your next step in the future after everything becomes stable?
I think the next goal that's in my mind is, of course, Mumbai Ranji Trophy, which is really important and which will be a huge thing for me because playing for Mumbai is a big deal. The legacy, of course, the legends that have come from this very state. So it will be like a huge honor. So if I get to play Ranji Trophy soon, that would be great. And of course, I'm not someone that thinks about future that much. I'm only engrossed in my process and how can I better myself each day.
Okay, that's it. Then thank you. Uh, Hope you all enjoyed. See you, Bia. Take care. Bye.
See you, bud.